We're going to come back to Liverpool in a minute. Another big victory for City tonight. You surpassed Man United's long-standing record of 26 games unbeaten in the Champions League. But Haaland scored 2 more goals. He legitimately is the greatest goal scorer we've ever seen in terms of goals per game in the Champions League so far in his career. The kid's a bit of a freak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an absolute phenomenon. Generational, some might say. Listen, I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but I've got some platinums in the beard. I grew up during the Wu-Tang, and that goal that he scored reminded me of kung fu, old school, defying gravity. The way he was able to control his body and get that goal, I'm amazed. And I've been spoiled, Terry, because before Haaland we had Aguero, and Aguero was scoring at an oppressive tilt as well. He was amazing in his own way. And to have Haaland do it, also obviously the lineage with his father and that whole connection, it's special for us. I think we gotta appreciate it. Even rivals, come on, like find another target over at Manchester City to crap on and hate on. What Haaland's doing is absolutely phenomenal. All of you at the other clubs are looking to find that striker, find that killer up front. And I just want to put this conversation to bed. Harry Kane would have done it over at City, or you guys would be better off at Harry Kane. Humbly, there's no Spurs fan on the panel right now. I don't think Harry Kane's a winner. I don't think that he exudes that energy, that focal point that you need in someone that's just ruthless. Haaland is that guy. So let Kane do what he's trying to do. He's making my man Vincent Kompany look poor over at Bayern Munich, but Harry Kane over at City, it would not have been the treble run. It would not have been the four-peat. And definitely this goal every game in Champions League, obviously Kane's not doing it. Haaland's that guy. I also want to give some praise to Nunes, because we have a fan base that have been spoiled with a lot of winning, spoiled with a lot of great players, and not really giving the patience to some that have come to the club. And I get there was like some hard feelings after Calvin Phillips and not really hitting the ground running, and to lose Gundogan and replace him with Kovacic and then Nunes, and to think that they're going to keep things at the same level. It was unfair. But Pep is going to figure him out. And Pep got a tune out of him today. Pep was able to get him. I know he's playing out on the wing, but for him to gain some confidence, deliver some assists, get onto a goal. Listen, we don't look good. Liverpool, top of the league. Tom reminded you of the number of games that you've won, one loss. I'm not saying it, but we haven't lost. So we're looking good as well, as poor as we're playing. We're looking good, getting the results, as poor as we've been playing. So I'm confident with what we do with the upcoming fixtures. We don't have a hard run like Liverpool right now. We're not having quite the injury crisis like Arsenal, but we get these results. And I don't know if it's noticed, but we were able to, despite suffering a draw in this whole thing, Champions League format, we have the best goal differential, and that's going to be key, I think, with the whole rankings when it comes down to resorting things. So I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the game.
Do you have any tough games coming up? I know you played the Inter. Have you got any sort of tough ones coming up? Because I know you've had them, but I've seen a lot of the other big teams play each other and don't seem to have seen City do that. Who else are you guys playing? Do you know?
Tottenham.
Well, Tottenham's going to be in the League Cup, not in Champions League.
In Champions League, Ram. Oh my God! Tottenham.
In general. No, I think. Well, the tough ones we're going to have is going to be Inter. We're going to have Juventus. I think it's Juventus away. Those are the two tough ones to come to mind.
Okay. No, listen, you guys are just excellent tonight, and Haaland's just freak. I was going to come to Ram next, but after your stupid Tottenham comment, I'm going to go to Sam to begin. Tottenham! Sorry, it's made me tickle me so much. Sam, talk to me about your team tonight.
To be fair, I haven't really come on the terrace since, so you don't really know about my general thoughts about Liverpool in general this season.
True, bro, true.
So I had some strong comments that I didn't think that we are going to win the Premier League or Champions League. Actually, no, let me leave the Champions League alone because that's a cup competition. But the Premier League in 3 or 4 seasons, because I did not trust FSG at all. My feelings became heightened with it when we didn't buy anyone except Chiesa, and I'm not going to butcher his name, but the goalkeeper that we sent out on loan. I was very angry by that, but Slot, I have to give it to Michael Edwards and the team of getting Slot. Hasn't really changed too much. We have become a little bit more conservative. You can see that with our defensive performances, and literally we've only conceded 5 goals in all competitions now? 4 or 5 goals in all competitions? That's actually quite mad. For me personally, this game, it was most of the games that I've seen of Liverpool is professional. A professional job has been done. That's it. Go get the 3 points. Go get the win. It's been done. The Nottingham Forest game was, for me, a one-off, but I am looking at this Arsenal game and I'm a little bit worried. The reason why I'm a little bit worried about the Arsenal game, just give me 1 second, Vita. When you hear my explanation for this, you're going to agree with me. Because of the amount of players that they've got injured, I'm very scared that Mikel Arteta is going to go super defensive. He's going to park the bus. Now, for me, when we played Nottingham Forest, there was some worry there that we ran out of ideas. So and Arsenal are better defensively than Nottingham Forest. So that's the only thing I'm just looking at. That's why I said I'm a little bit worried about Arsenal. Yeah. But generally, like Gravenberch, I cannot. I at least watch at least 2 comps of him every day. The improvement that he has made with Slot has made with Gravenberch, and we got that over a rejection of Zubimendi. Like, it was a blessing in disguise. However, I still think we need to go and get a CDM in January, because once Gravenberch and McAllister is gone, I know we've got Curtis Jones. We don't really have that much squad depth for them if they're injured. But flipping hell, Konate's ball playing skills has improved. Gakpo has improved as well. He's carrying on the form from the Euros. But generally, I just see this team as very balanced. We are very balanced. We're getting the job done. We're making games very professional. We're coming out with the win, coming out with the 3 points. The one thing I do have a gripe with is that, and this is a lot with rival fans, but it's also the media as well. Now, we've come into the season with Slot, and people have said, oh, Liverpool might even finish outside the top 4. We don't know. Downfall for Liverpool, this, that, and the other. Now we've gone on this kind of like winning run. I know we lost to Nottingham Forest, but now we haven't played any good teams yet. Now we play Chelsea, it's more of like, oh, it's the new manager bounce. So every time we keep on breaking down a narrative, the goalpost keeps on changing. It keeps on changing and it keeps on changing. I'm going to just say to Liverpool fans, just take it one game at a time. Don't listen to the noise around. We are a very good team. All we just need to do is focus on ourselves. The next game is Arsenal. Again, I did say I'm a little bit worried because Arsenal's injuries, I can't lie to you. I know Mikel Arteta will just
you know what, bro? I get where you're coming from. V's shaking his head like this, but it's one of those games that you need your club to be careful about, because it's one of those games like the FA Cup final where everybody says, City win, easy.
We're hungover.
And then the football gods do a little something, right? If Liverpool go into this game saying, do you know what? I still make you the marginal favourite, but it doesn't mean you go in with complacency. If you
marginal favourites.
Marginal favourites, Liverpool are, yes. Going into
Vader, I've heard you before say you're underdogs to clubs that are 10 times worse than Arsenal. So don't come up here and tell us how to feel about our club. We're going to the Emirates. If you were in our position, you'd say the same shit. You'd play the underdog card. So stop it.
I'm not playing.
Number 2.
Okay, you're playing a card.
Number 2, Vader. This is the Emirates. Okay, it's away at the title.
Your side chicks. You used to call them.
If this game was at Anfield, I'd say we're gonna slap them 5-0. But it's not. Okay, it's at not 5-0. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit. I'd say we'd win the game 2-0, whatever. But because it's at the Emirates, you can't just push aside and go like Arsenal are crap. We're gonna destroy them. That's not how football works. Yes, they have a couple of players out, but we have Alisson out, possibly Jota out as well. So it's not like, it's just we're going to go over there and going to destroy them. I want us to win. I think we can win. But if offered the draw right now, or if you tell me the game ends 0-0, I'm not going to sit up here and go like, oh, wow, we're crap. We drew to Arsenal away. I don't mind. Like, a draw away at your title rival is a good result.
Well, and you know,
Like, don't get me wrong. I think.
Sorry, go on. Sorry, mate. Go on, Sam.
I said, don't get me wrong. I think we can win, but it's just that we know Mikel Arteta. You played against Arsenal. You know how defensive they can be. And one of the problems that we had this season when we ran into Nottingham Forest is that we played against a defensive team and we ran out of ideas. So that's just a little worry that I have. But I still think we can win.
I think on top of that as well, which I think is a good... You've already pulled on it, Sam, that people keep moving the goalposts on Liverpool this season. As soon as you do lose another game, especially if it gets against a bigger, better team, that will be the confirmation bias everybody needs to go, see, told you they weren't that good. Even if that's just 2 defeats in the first 20 games you play this season, it's going to be that told you. And I think you, as a fan base and as players and a manager, you got to kind of rise above that. This year.